Hey guys, what is up? And today we are back with Broadway grosses, so let's get into it. And Juliet performed to 100% capacity versus last week's 96% capacity. And last week they had 7 performances, I believe, and then this week they had 9. It made $1,639,000 with an average ticket of $177 and a top ticket of $347. 1776 had a surprising uptick from 61% to 96%, going from 130,000 of last week to 326,000 this week. A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical, went from 66% to 84%, going from 788,000 of last week to 1,425,822. And I think that A Beautiful Noise will struggle a little bit more than & Juliet, but I think it will do gangbuster numbers in the springtime and in the summertime, but I do think that tough months are ahead, but it will pull through. A Strange Loop, which is closing, had its best week since July, going from 283,000 last week to 731,000 this week. It was a lot lower last week because they had 5 performances because some were canceled, going from 68% to 95% overall, which is awesome. I'm glad that's ending on a good note. Almost Famous, surprisingly, went from $651,000 to $1 million, and 69% to 96%. Huge increase. I'm glad that it's ending on a high note, but it's probably doing better because everyone's supporting it now, and people are like, it's going to close in a week, so we have to go and see it. And the same can be said for Beetlejuice, which did amazing, breaking the Marquee Theater record for 9 performances and $2 million at the box office, 100% capacity, which was up from last week's 96%. And looking at this week's last week of performances, the average ticket is like $500, so I think we're going to see another $2 million week next week. Very happy. Beetlejuice is ending on a high note. The fans are coming out. The tourists came out to see it. And I'm just glad that a lot of these shows are ending on very high notes. Funny Girl also broke the August Wilson Theater for 9 performances, $2 million versus last week's $1 million, going from 99% to 93%. But because the average ticket was substantially higher, and they had 1 extra performance, it did better, or in the overall grosses. Hadestown went from $760,000 to $1,279,810, going from 100% to 101%. But because it had 9 performances and the average ticket went up from like 120.30 to 153, it made a lot more money. I still think it will close by the end of this year. Hamilton made $2 million and 100%. Harry Potter made 100% and made over $2 million, $2,671,000 to be exact. Into the Woods had a huge increase from 71% to 94%, going from $876,000 to $1,892,000. Kimberly Akimbo went from 74% to 94%, from $510,000 to $674,000. And while this is a great increase, I still think that it's underwhelming, and I still worry about this show, and it could close before the Tonys. Moulin Rouge went from $1,159,000 to $1,975,000. A lot of numbers, guys. Going from 96% to 99.92%. 6 had a huge increase from $1,274,000 to $1,649,000, and 96% to 100%. Some Like It Hot, which I've called lovingly Some Like It Flop, went from 52% to 84%, and had 9 performances. Finally broke the $1 Million Club, but I still think that it's going to not make it over these next 2 months. And while this was a good week, I think that overall, it's just a glitch in a larger flop that is Some Like It Flop. The Book of Mormon went from 94% to 101% in $1 million. The Lion King broke the $4 million gross, which was a huge increase from last week's $2 million. And it went from 96% to 99%. I mean, but the average ticket was $284, 9 performances, so great for The Lion King. That kind of just came out of nowhere, but, it's great for the economy of Broadway. The Music Man went from 2 million to 3 million, and 96% to 101%. And that's because the average ticket was very high of 285. And at 9 performances, The Phantom made $2 million, and Wicked made $3 million and sold out. So overall, this week, a ton of shows took a ton of W's, but a lot of them are closing or limited engagements, so they're at the end of their run, but I'm glad so many shows are ending on such strong notes. Still concerned about some newcomers like Kimberly Kimbo and Some Like It Hot, but we will see what the January and February Slaughterhouse will have in store. I think it's going to be very interesting, and I have a feeling we're going to lose a show. I think it's going to be Some Like It Hot, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next week for more Broadway grosses. Peace!